10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Ogre Magi!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. "30 seconds to battle." The battle begins.
That's not right. Perfect location. Shadow wave!
No.
Denied!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
What have we here?
Illusion! A soldier's fortune.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
What surge is this?
Dark light!
First blood!
Dazzle!
One to go.
I speak a final...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
dazzle.
Ends.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Don't mind me.
What rises me something.
To the loom with you, to be rewoven.
A soldier's fortune.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Dark light.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Return to ultimate.
What a pain in it. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has been denied.
Done. Yeah. Time they actually managed to give Venom. They pick up that kill with the throw in.
Yeah.
Bring him down.
Yeah, didn't see that one, but can imagine they just hit all the damage there with the Requiem from the SF. Do you have an invis or something? Doesn't look like it, so nice kill there. SF continuing to do well. He's pulled ahead, top one in the net worth, and almost has a completed Dragonlance, so he's going to be fairly tanky and hard to bring down at this point. And he's a hero that doesn't get too badly countered by Nyx or the Slaughter. Doesn't have a high mana pool, has a lot of base armor as well, so the amp damage doesn't hurt him as much, and he's going to be very tough to deal with as he gets more farm. And I think once Bears get the mech, which they're very close to on 4, their 5-man is going to start rolling.
Here, instead of the Dragonlance, heroes for a Signet. Range tank, just such. Working around here, doesn't have that blink right. Difficult the initiation, misses the impale though, and that's gonna be critical. Stun goes down, Skylark in some huge trouble. Great, that's a nice foul from Bug. Yeah, definitely. One. Cutter's in some trouble, does have the time lapse though, and off maybe next, can't quite get away from the red. Not back, modern. He's silenced up underneath the tower. They got all these stuns going in. Like Hairface Darks here as well, and now it's just see what else they can get. Bada, he's gonna run into style. Knows he's dead.
I do.
Still not enough, and it's only going to be out unless this Daxel for the finish off
Radiant's
Skylark.
middle tower is
It's
under
only going to
attack.
be Yapsor who lives through that engagement. Hero was actually the first one down, so a huge win for Adfinem.
Oh, that Quap just hit the perfect, like, 3-4-man Sonic Wave, did 4,000 damage in that team fight, and even when you're missing the Nyx stuns there, he just suddenly becomes the focus of attention, because in theory he's completely out of position and should be a free kill at that point, but with the Dazzle backing him up, he entirely baited Bears on top of him, and it was like the perfect setup for the Queen of Pain and the Weaver just to get everyone in the Swarm, get everyone in the Sonic Wave, the Veil being completed as well, man, the Queen of Pain's damage output with multiple screams. Just couldn't be dealt with, and yeah, Adfinem have a great team fight there.
A lot of damage mid-tier 1.
Invisibility.
I can say that's probably the most. That tower controls so much. Critical area, which is C. SF is very reliant.
Mine!
Oh, bottom lane, they've caught Fata. Yeah.
Assassinated.
Exerting complete control on the map. Players have gonna recover, find whatever fun they can.
They haven't been able to fight around the mech. I mean, they haven't got the mech, which is the probably item they were expecting to have. You have a Darkseer in a 1v1 lane. He didn't play his lane wrong by any means, but it's what's happened since the first couple of rotations went down. Darkseer has not been able to complete that. He's died 4 times, in fact, since the skirmishes have begun, and that really sets Bears back as far as their time. If they had a mech in that mid-fight, they save the SF. SF can turn around, maybe with some bottle charges, even heal up a bit, throw a couple raises, a Requiem. That mid-fight can go very differently if there's a mech in the equation, and if anything, it's an even fight, possibly a Bears favored one.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
So much.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Here about stun.
Yeah, and both him and Queen of Pain will have one to get out of the Earth Spirit silence. That's probably the big threat to their lives, and a lot of nice spells like the Venge Magic Missile you can look to dodge as well, so very useful item this game.
Offlane. In part because they had to deny power there. Only real control.
Probably just feels like the safest place to be in some ways. You've kind of lost full control of your main jungle right now. You just lost your Venge at the bottom lane, very deep on the map, and you're probably thinking like, all right, we can't really farm too much. So until they complete this mech, they've got it now. They ideally want to make some kind of smoke move out, but Dire Vision is so good right now that it's going to be very obvious that arrows are missing from the map.
It is going to be interesting for healing that let or Vengeful Spirits go for it. Goes for an Ion Shell push out, but maybe punish here. Skylark is going to Once again, it's a little pressed by Carapace. Done. Red just keeps on by the same. Let's have the neck this time around. What if he's mad? Down at a third, maybe a fourth thought? Like the fountain. What the hell?
Radiant's
I thought, alright,
tower is
Fred
under
dead.
attack.
Yeah.
4-man vacuum wall that was totally
Amazing what a mech can do. They actually completely stacked their stuns. The Impale and the Crush were almost used at the exact same time, which was like disaster in itself. If they even timed their stuns remotely close, it would have been fine. Madara, it's been dusted. Okay.
But Spartan said, yeah, they're thinking he can aggressive here. They turn around with a weak bugs out. They have had a fight, but they're still going to keep on going. Have the wall combination this round because we have Hedge for Red with the spike Carapace again. Bears, so Bears still going to be seeing pressure now.
Yeah, and I like it from adfinem. Like they lose a fight like in that fashion, but they're not thrown off by it. They immediately say, "All right, we screwed that one up, but let's just keep on going. We've got the stronger lineup right now with the blink initiation of the Nyx assassin. They've got the level 12, the level 2 ultimates on Queen of Pain, Nyx, and Weaver's about to hit level 12 as well. So they're very strong right now, and they want to use the fact they've got such great vision. They've got such deep vision around this mid and bottom lane. Any fights around those areas is going to play into their advantage because of that vision advantage.
Man, that's a pretty sharp uptick that just happened. adfinem only holding on to about a 4,000 gold lead now. 3,500 experience on top of that. Bears feeling a little bit more comfortable with they've been stuck kind of on their side of the map for so long, but if they can still make sure that some team fights like that happen, the limited amount of farm that they're getting from their side of the map doesn't really, it's not as big as a problem as long as they can make sure they still win these team fights. They're going to try and go for a 5-man smoke push out, but as you said earlier, they have such aggressive vision on the side of adfinem that it may be obvious to the Greeks what's about to happen here.
They're drawing lines as if that's the direction they're going to be running, like with the smoke, so seems like they're somewhat aware of it. YapzOr could line up Skylark, but needs detection for it. The detection comes half a second too late.
Skylark will be fine, and it looks like they're just going to treat that as a good opportunity to push. They going to
that's a lot of
mass
TP,
rotate. So. Wow, that is a lot.
Yeah, normally you see like one hero go down there, but that was like a concerted, like, all right, let's 3-man set up. Someone's going to come bottom to defend. They show one top and one mid. This is like a really like big mind game coming out from them. It's almost like saying, all right, bottom's a safe place to farm. See this hero mid, see this hero top, come and farm bottom. No one's going to be there. And whether or not Bears are going to get impatient, decide they need to just play the farm efficiency game, we'll wait and see. This is such a black area of the map for them. They have no vision whatsoever anywhere on this bottom half of the map. It seems like they just don't want anything to do with it.
They're actually just treating it like a toxic wasteland. They're not going down to bottom no matter what happens, apparently. So Bears are just going to play off of mid and top for now, and that smoke appears not to work out for adfinem as the rotations just do not.
I think it works out in the sense that Bears are not taking the farm on the map. If they try and farm, they're going to die. So you can see the gold graph. It's gone right back to almost 6,000. It's gone back to where it was without adfinem getting a single kill or tower. They're just getting more out of the map right now because of their advantage. And I think that's where like you can really see adfinem and how strong they are right now, because Bears just don't want to go out and farm. They're just too scared to fight.
As the Dragonlance coming in for Fada, he is quite a bit behind in farm, and that is not what you would hear about a Vengeful Spirit safe lane. But they are going to try with this double damage to quickly do Roshan, and they're doing it so damn fast too. It's already down to half HP, and they do a safe little scan here. They are going to be able to get this Roshan. So off of this, Bears might just be able to turn this into some sort of 5-man push, have a little bit more confidence in team fights.
Yeah, they've got the BKB on Shadow Fiend now. That was like the main item that they were lacking. And possibly the Blink on Darkseer, I guess, for the counter initiation. With these two items, they're very strong in a team fight, but The adfinim's advantage comes from having the vision advantage still. Like, they've got 2 good blink initiators that could get on top of the SF, burst him down before he has a chance to pop the BKB. At least the Aegis gives him some protection as well as the Vengeful Spirit, but Finem still have good ways to fight, to split push with the Desolator now. If they see this 5-man death ball coming, they may just, send Weaver bottom, threaten to go high ground with the Desolator. Bears can't fully commit to this mid lane because of Weaver.
Hero like a beast when he's next to Vengeful Spirit, getting close to 300 damage. On top of that, they've got quite the attack speed, but with this early Desol on Weaver, they can threaten. BKB activated by Firo. They're going to be able to pull Skylark back in, hit a double nuke combination. He gets saved by the Shallow Grave, and it looks like they're going to try and get the damage over time from Yapzor to finish him off. Yapzor is going to give up his life because of that, though. Thug manages to finish him off. Rev still hoping to be able to make his escape as he runs through the trees. Ion Shell up on himself, has a TP, but he just can't quite juke enough to be able to get away, it seems like. Another surge, but be caught and brought down. So 10-16 now. They managed to pick up some little bit of extras there. The offlaner and the support from Bears, but they didn't get the big hero they really wanted, which was Aegis SF. Lose BK to get out.
It's a tough position. Once Bears like show their hand that they're 5-manning mid and Weaver is threatening the tier 3 tower, he got 500 damage off, and it's someone has to TP. 2, when you try and TP back, adfinem are going to jump on you. They're going to try play the numbers game and initiate on you there. So very, very tough spot for them to be in. The fact they get the Nyx and only lose support in the Earth Spirit and the Darkseer is actually, like, to me, like, okay for them. They've still got the Aegis to play around, so they can force another 5-man down bottom. They just need to try and get these lanes pushed out better before they try and go for that push.
An award already in place. Skylark. He ran into the ogre, so I think he knows not to venture out. Probably going to. I don't know. He's pretty much that counter ward, friend. Gets in range, does get spotted out. Range creeps, blinks out, and he's got a fast enough reactions. It seems to be able to get away. Unless the swap goes down, the silence, and they're going to be able to blow him up. The TPs are just not going to come fast enough from adfinem. Instead, they're just going to continue to go for the push at top. But Bears definitely coming out on top here. Managed to get a tier 1, maybe a tier 2.
Forbes walked into the Quap though. We'll be fine. If he can get to his team, they can force the high ground here even. Like, this is where you want to force Bears back. Even if you're not getting a tier 3 tower Rax, which they do a lot of damage, they could get very quickly if adfinem aren't here in time.
Beef goes down, but Bears already laying some hefty physical damage into that tower. Under 900 HP. They've got 2 minutes to make this Aegis work, but it seems like a 5-man push into bottom is not the play. Not yet anyway.
I kind of feel like, I don't know how you think, but it feels like they've already gotten value out of the Aegis even without winning any big fights. Like, this to me has kind of stabilized the game a bit. Unless
you're going to go for immediate 5-man push into top, I don't think you plan on playing around this Aegis much more. You don't want to get into that. We've got 60 seconds left to make this Aegis work. You know, at that point in time, you're just kind of being too aggressive off of Second Life. That not really that game changer.
Yeah.
Unless they're just going to go for this quick power push, I think they've gotten enough value out of this Aegis. They don't need to worry about it too much.
I'm just looking at the map by all the group ups and push they've done. They've got these deep wards up at bottom lane around mid. Suddenly they've actually got vision to play around, and that's going to perhaps set them up for a kill here.
Under to Skylark. Do you manage to get the silence? Vacuum back. Yapzor. Oh, there goes the Eul Scepter. Skylark. Fresh lead picked up. Eul Scepter does help save his life, and that smoke rotation not going to work out. In fact, Monterey here, he's got double damage, so they really got to be thinking about their bottom lane and the chip damage it's about to receive. Botta's.
Yeah,
Team C is going to be one step.
Yep. Bench comes back. Fury's been amped up though, so the MNT Slider may be looking to kind of initiate or catch someone at the top lane, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
Swamp used, but supports were not able to rotate quite quick enough to catch the Weaver. Vacuum back. Threatening the Queen of Pain, seeing if they can get a silent from the Earth Spirit, but no such luck, and Queen of Pain has the Eul Scepter anyway.
Yeah, but we're kind of, it does feel like Bears are kind of getting enough items that they're going to be a pretty scary mid-game team now. They're getting very close to a Butterfly on Fear. It's going to help them a lot against the right-click damage coming out across the board from the Weaver especially, but even amped up SF with a Queen of Pain right-clicking you can be kind of painful, so helps SF as far as staying alive and dishing out a lot more damage, and Adfinem, now with this Aegis down, may be thinking about taking a fight. They've got that good initiation from the Slaughter, they've got the double Yule Scepters. Pain is very high level, about to hit level 18 to get the level 3 ulti up, so I think they're ready to make some plays of their own. Now there's no Aegis to worry about.
Haste!
Wrap up, but they don't know that actually bears are playing entirely around Furo. They've been doing this, what was it, like we talked about the tier 2 tower push at bottom lane, it's because they were playing around Furo. Like the bears are playing a very conservative style right now, and it does seem to work out because Adfinem, they like to play pretty fast, they like to play really aggressive with their ganks and force the enemy around quite a bit. And Bears, their conservative style has worked out for them for the most part. They are going to try and contest this tier 2 tower push. Silence, swap, and they managed to blow him up a little bit more. They got him down. And maybe next time they're going to be able to just clean up whatever heroes they can. Skylark's going to be the next target. He managed to get the spike carapace. Yule Scepter, blink up, 3 seconds. The Urn's taking him down, though. They get a little bit more damage, and there's the Urns. They stop that blink dagger, and Adfinem will actually lose 3. Did they get the tower?
Yeah, they got the tower, but that was like a godly initiation. Like the coordination there from a new team, the swap into instant silence, Yapsa and Fata, that was very impressive. And then the Slaughter comes in to try and help his buddy out, but just gets instantly hit by the stun as well. So complete disaster for Adfinem. And that's taking advantage of the swap initiation there. You've got a Grave, which is meant to be your save, but when you're swapping someone in, Dazzle's positioning suddenly can't make up for the distance between the Weaver and the Dazzle. Like you can't, unless you've got something like a Blink Dagger, which is just not an item you're going into as a Dazzle. Like there's no way you can actually save him there.
It's Bears. They may have the opportunity to take all these outer towers first, surprisingly enough, despite Adfinem had all the control in the world in the early game. They were taking early towers. They had a whole bunch of aggressive vision. Now we're left to these two teams on the same footing. Tier 2 tower mid is all that's left when it comes to their
again. They're looking for that stop into silence once more. Well, I was going to say before that fight happened is it feels like that Roche like really salvaged things. If not for that Roche, it felt like this game would be like a 10k gold advantage for Adfinem. Like they would have been able to take any team fight they would have wanted to, but because of the Aegis on Firo and the SF, who, as you kind of keep mentioning, bears are playing around, like there wasn't a whole lot Adfinem could do to put pressure on when this SF Aegis just taking. They got like 3-4 towers out of it.
So what is this? What are you doing? They're trying to get some really sneaky, like, wrap around the tier 2, really deep dive that catches Adfinem by surprise, even throwing out that Kobold Foreman to see if they can get vision for some sort of swap. But Adfinem aren't taking the bait. They're playing back while their other 2 cores are actually pressuring the tier 3 tower. Now they're going to start blinking and TPing away. Skylark's looking to be able to catch somebody. They are managed to get the swap back. Madara may be brought down here with a vacuum combination with the silence, and we may have to rethink his item build because he just keeps on getting brought down. Nice swap, Spartan. It looks like they don't have a stun for him, though. He'll be able to heal up inside the base. Good Shallow Grave TP, but managed to catch the Weaver there in the bottom lane. That was a big pickup. They may have lost their tier 3 tower, and they're definitely exposed, but Bears are in a great position. Even the odds here with another push at top lane.
Yeah, just forcing out those buybacks makes it more than worth losing a tier 3 over. Dax is very far away, but they forced a buyback, and these heroes up top are very tanky, hard to initiate on. Even though their BKBs are on cooldown, Adfinem probably lost a lot of that momentum and confidence as far as fighting into them now. Suddenly it's a bit of a farm advantage going Bears' way, at least on some of these key heroes.
4-3. It's an aggressive ward down. It's going to be spotted out by the counter, but the tier 2's down, and Bears backing up. Start to take shrines.
Yep. It doesn't
Roshan's
look
up
like
in 10
Adfinem
seconds
really want to
too.
go for this.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. 'Cause, yeah, they lose their Roshan shrine. Adfinem.
DD.
Oh my God, Bears!
He saw it. Yep. He was walking out as it respawned. Oh my
Oh,
God.
that
These
could not be
DDs.
more perfect. Jesus. They get double DDs for Roshan. They also managed to get the Roshan shrine for Dire's side around the same time that Roshan's going to be up.
That's the crazy thing about the first Roche. If they didn't have that DD, Adfinem they just scouted it as Roche died with the beetles. So that first Roche wouldn't have happened if not for that DD. I mean, that DD there doesn't really matter. I'm sure Roche was fine, dead regardless, uncontested. But and Bears I mean, they're putting themselves in a position to be fortunate. Like, that's where we kind of look at this like, oh, how are they going to gank Weaver or Quap? But the swap into silence, they're using the Venge initiation with the Earth Spirit perfectly, and possibly gonna... Okay, they're not going to find the kills down bottom, but they're looking for another push here, push up bottom lane, and suddenly you're looking good. Both mid and top are pushed out. They can threaten high ground here.
Yeah, they're about to get some big-time upgrades, too, because Firo didn't even have his 20 this whole entire time, and he's just about to pick it up, so that is one of the bigger levels for SF, at +2 damage per soul.
Yep.
Huge damage upgrades. The Fada has his level 3 swap coming up, and his next level as well, so that initiation... Even more threatening to this Weaver, whose item build, which has been purely based around damage and a little bit of farming capability, Deso into Maelstrom, and he was looking to get MKB earlier, but now it looks like he may have to fall back and go for a BKB instead of trying to threaten Firo, just because these combinations from Bears is so potent against the mobile Weaver.
Yeah, it feels like he looked at this game like, oh, I don't need a defensive item like BKB or Man to get out of silence. Like, maybe my teammates will get the heals, but they're not going to be able to kill me. I'm a Weaver, but he's been picked off multiple times. He is going for the back door at the bottom melee racks, though, trying to find a trade here.
Initiation comes in, just a little bit of stun onto Firo, trying to slow his damage onto the Raxes, make sure Madara's initiation is going to be good. He actually goes in, backs up from the Darkseer. Now they jump in. Skylark misses his initiation, though, and now Thug's going to be jumped on. He blinks back, but a good Earth Spirit ultimate, and a swap is to ensure another one. Spartan's going to go down an immediate buyback from him, as his Shallow Grave is going to be necessary in this next engagement, maybe next time. About pushing out, he really wants to jump somebody. They want to catch something for this buyback and this heavy expenditure, but nothing is really gained there except for that melee racks in the bottom lane, which I guess they say their own melee racks. If Bears don't actually fulfill a push here in this next team fight, then this all could be okay for adfinem.
Gotta imagine Bears will force it. They may wait for their BKBs, but with this smoke, it looks like they want to catch him by surprise on the high ground.
Jump forward. They're going to be able to get that initiation. There's the vacuum wall. Combination from Farad. Managed to catch 3. Spartan, Shallow Grave, TP out. Maybe next time tries to cover him, and he does manage to get back to the fountain. But Firo, he is too damn big with this SF and the team behind him. Bloodlusted up. You've got that Vengeance aura as well. Firo's just hitting like a truck, takes down the lane of Raxes, and starts working for a second lane. Feeding into that tier 3 swap back. Thug is going to be silenced up. Doesn't manage to get the Yule Scepter off just yet. Stunned up too many times. The Shallow Grave can only save him for so long. He managed to get the heal off, but it's not enough. Skylar comes in with a stun, but it's a bit too late. Firo, he survives through all of that, gets the Guardian Greaves from Forev, and it seems like adfinem are just going to lack the damage necessary to push Bears out, and they will take 1, go for 2, and maybe even a 3rd. Maybe next time tries to make his initiation, immediately gets stunned up by Yapzor. Another good Shallow Grave, but the urn is taking him down. He needs the right time to heal. Maybe next time can't get the distance, though. Yapzor comes in with the Ion Shell and a rolling boulder. They finish him off. They finally have the Weaver up in 1 more second. Nick's Assassin still down for 15. Are Bears actually going to go for more? Firo's looking like he is going to be fearless. He's got the Aegis still. There's the swap. And Thug, if they actually hit this from Earth Spirit, this will just be the end if Thug goes down.
Yeah, and he has got the Yule Scepter to use defensively, but he's already being fire blasted. He can't blink before the fire blast hits him, so the chain stun with some SF right clicks may just be enough in itself to burst him down. This is, yeah, definitely the end if he dies, and we'll see whether or not there's anything adfinem can do to save him here. The Dazzle might be able to get in range to Grave, but not even sure if that's going to be possible. Fata could just throw a stun onto the Dazzle if he really wants to, so very tough position. Even regardless of what happens in this fight, you've just taken 4 racks.
Right, Thug. See if he's able to make some magic happen there. Managed to get off the Blade Mail. Still has the Yule Scepter. Does get stunned up, though. Looks like he's going to be okay. Firo actually killing himself on the Blade Mail there. And Fada with his BKB tries to run himself away. Maybe next time. Tries to make his initiation, but he can't quite get it. Couldn't get in range of the Crush. And now they managed to bring down 2 supports off of that one. The Ogre goes down, but Matrara, he can't actually put enough damage to threaten any of these cores. Firo just pops the Butterfly for the extra movement speed and runs straight towards that tier 3. Looking to end this game now, but adfinem still have 3 cores. They're going to try and fight this one out. See if they can get the initiation. Stun onto Firo, getting a lot of damage out so far, bringing him lower and lower. The Surge goes down, trying to run away. The last couple of shots are not enough. One of them is a miss. Fada actually managed to complete his TP there. Earth Spirit looks like he'll be caught, but ultimately losing a support when so many cores' lives were at stake there. is going to be a happy situation for Bears. Gets SF and Fada back to base safely.
Hero has 7,000 gold. I mean, everyone's going to have a huge amount of gold on the Radiant side. You've just taken, what, 3 tier 3 towers, 4 racks. Like, that's the amount of income that you're going to experience as a team is just astronomical. And this next push or next team fight is going to be even easier as a result. And they've just hit this timing around these two Aegises that have completely stunted any adfinem aggression and really made it hard for them. Adfinem, it felt like, okay, the mid game didn't go as well as they would have liked, so they're going to fall back trying to play this late game with the Queen of Pain Weaver, but Weaver didn't farm a BKB in time. Thug is still not level 25, like not like you necessarily should be at this time, but his build is based around that level 25 talent. He's got the Octarine Blade Mail. This build is not really all that scary until you have that 70% spell lifesteal. So
he got caught. Trying to place down vision and get spotted. Gonna lose the ward too. He 40 seconds till he's up. We'll see if he's actually able to be a part of this last engagement at the.
Yeah, it feels like
push whatever lanes.
Yeah, I imagine Bears are just going to go for this. The Deso on the Venge gives them some good building damage, and they know. I think they can smell this game is close to one, and they've got that great team fight with the Darkseer to kind of Earth Spirit to back them up.
Adfinem, they need to get a hard initiation here because they can't just let Bears walk in and start hitting on buildings, or else that's going to be Megas. Whether the fight goes well or not, they're going to get a stun. Fada, he goes into the Blade Mail, so that can't really be a target here. Fada has forced to back away. Firo jumps in, managed to blow up the Nyx Assassin, gets off the ultimate. Damage reduction all around for adfinem. It just starts beating on the racks as he wants the Mega. Sees Thug actually with a swap back there from Fada. They will manage to bring him down. Nice 3-man stun from Skylark, but it's not going to change much as Madara can't actually put out any damage during this time, and they just get forced away and Megas are taken. Adfinem know that is it. So GG is going to be called for this first game in a best ESL group stage. Well done by Bears. Their debut,
that was
strong showing.
Really strong, because I feel like adfinem played that game very well. Like, it was the classic trademark adfinem early game aggression. They completely took over the Radiant jungle. I'm sitting back thinking like, oh, this is not looking great for Bears. They win that one team fight, and then suddenly go back to being like 6k gold behind just because they've got no map control whatsoever. But all it took was that first roach, and that changed the entire state of the game. Suddenly they were able to take 2 or 3 towers off of it, get down some deep observer ward vision. That just really set up Bears to actually kind of be on equal footing in the mid game, because up until that point I thought like adfinem could just run away with it, but some really great initiations. The swap into Earth Spirit silences really set Bears up this game.